Maybe that's how they can bring out those not so straightforward picks and make it still shine in difficult environments. This is the draft. Team Liquid versus Team Spirit. Question is, the Ling, Angela actually even gets taken out by Team Spirit, so even though it didn't fare well against Fnatic Onyx PH, they're respecting it.
I mean, we say that Angela, yes, it is dangerous in the hands of TLID, one of their signature combinations, but that opens up the draft so much more, right? Again, we're not seeing the Jushin. Bruno, also a big question mark in everybody's minds. We've seen a couple of answers to it with the Granger and the Beatrix, obviously, but even then, it just takes one bad fight, and I'm concerned specifically about Cho.
Yeah, I'd love to see them actually contest the Cho. I think that's going to be the big thing, and same thing can be said too. Now that the Bruno's out of the picture, what does that gold lane matchup look like? I was actually glad that or even earlier today, we got to see the Natan pick. You know, that actually came through. Yeah. There's some things happening, but one thing we haven't seen too much of, aside from maybe what the Harith, I think, is those magic gold laners that have popped up previously, even in other tournaments throughout this year. And, you know, I'm still expecting at least Moscov's to come through.
Please no.
Yeah, I know you don't feel good about it.
Please no.
That's the reality we're in here, Renmar.
Okay, so with Team Spirit taking out the Eve, I feel like this is them saying they still want to continue with their line of thinking against RRQ Hoshin Indonesian teams. We will still do our best to dance with them in the fights. So a little bit of a background check on the draft pattern of Team Spirit so far in the M6 World Championship. They pick at least one core in the first phase, especially when they're on the blue side. A mid laner, and then one flexible pick. We talked about adaptability, Gideon. I feel like I agree with you now. The flex pick coming up in the first phase for Team Spirit will be a big thing.
I'm hoping that it's going to be a flex pick, but Fanny is wide open, and this is one shot's moment. He really needs to live up to his IGM for his namesake. Yeah, he needs to be able to accelerate this game really, really quickly, because I'm not seeing a Cho ban either, so there's still a lot of ways for TLID to completely shut down the Fanny pick. And Moskov, one of those few answers.
There it is. You know, that Moskov coming through, the Phobius too. We've seen so much of this pick right now. I'm still wondering if they go with what I like to call the purple trifecta, you know,
yeah.
At least go that way. It's true though, right? So even earlier on from Roar, I think we saw, was it the Vexana that actually came through with a similar lineup already, but also the Valentina obviously still available. They don't have to get it now, but they can play around it, and that sounds like it's
that's
going
purple?
to be, yeah, that's purple. So it's still the purple trifecta.
Oh, but it's one of the newer ones popping up. Oh, interesting.
Well, I mean, it was old and then went out of meta, and now it's coming back in there once again. And I think it's a great pick against the Phobius.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, they lock in the pick for Hiko. So instead of showing just one core, they show both of their cores, and they pick up a glue to instantly respond into the Phobius. And there is as well the Joy, which because of the Fanny, because of the glue, now I think Team Spirit needs another chunkier presence just to help heal for the back line, because this Joy pick to me makes a lot of sense. The two other picks paired with the Beatrix right now looks like they might actually leave the Beatrix alone, making it easy for the Joy to pop off against Hiko.
Well, I mean, we got to start thinking about answers towards the Joy, right? And I think that from TLID's perspective, it makes sense if you want to pick up the Troll on your side. It is more on Team Spirit's prerogative to get rid of it. But even then, yes, get rid of that Loyi, get rid of the global presence.
That's so good. I actually thought that maybe Team Spirit might want to go for a let's fight very tight together, like a Ruby Loyi last two picks for Team Spirit.
Especially because of the fact we saw how good the Ruby worked against those, you know, those heroes that do get away, or even the Cho, for example. They're still going to kind of focus down on those counters into a Fanny, the possibility, because that was my next question, you know, how do you protect this Fanny? How do you allow that Fanny to have that, you know, freedom to get the buffs that they need? Because you guys know it's always the same. When Fanny is picked up, it's such a high-risk, high-reward hero, and eventually if you fall behind, you don't even get a chance to really see your purple buff, you know, because there's just so much pressure. So I think part of it too is, what do they use to actually protect this and make it the best case scenario, where then again you can also shift things as the game goes on and then rely on the Beatrix later on?
Well, I've got the answer for you right here, and I think this is why Team Spirit showed their cores really early on. Well, not cores, they're side laners, right? Beatrix can force priority. Glue has a winning matchup against Phobius, but can also force priority at the cost of a little bit of health. When your side laners are able to collapse towards that purple buff side of the map, the only thing that Team Spirit is missing right now is how do we get mid to push out just as fast?
Yeah.
So whatever the roam mid combo for Team Spirit is going to be, it needs to be something that clears minion waves fast. We're not going to... You know what? Yeah, this Phovis is probably going to go into the EXP lane because, again, one of the off-kilter ideas we've seen in the past that has worked.
Roam Phobius?
No, glue mid.
Oh, glue mid, yeah.
To get that quick level 2. So that you can invade right away afterwards. But yeah, most likely because of how we've seen glue against Phovis in the past, they're just instantly going to put it there.
Oh, there it is. Bones of Steel.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. Out of all the picks, they wanted to go for Gothard here when they could have gone for Cho. And now Team Spirit going in with the Belleric on top of that?
This might actually be a Belleric EXP, something that they've shown in the EECA.
Yeah.
No, but then they've got, wait, then Glue goes as a means to an end? Could Casablast Glue as a roam support?
Yeah.
Could be.
You know, we were talking about leading into this, guys. We were saying, you know, this is a time, the best of one. This is the last best of one, at least for the Swiss stage, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
This is the last one, so why not actually go with something a little more flexible if they do that? Again, this is all kind of theory right now, also depending on what this last pick's going to be. But if it might be enough to go ahead and test that limit against TLID, there's the Valentina.
Really, really great stuff coming in from Coach Vren here. He's looking at it from many different angles because both Belleric and as well as Glue, well, sorry, Glue specifically, even if he goes into the support against the Gothard or even the Phobius, doesn't matter which, that Glue is going to beat up these tanks.
Yeah, and honestly now, I'm looking to see just how well Team Spirit is going to be able to play around this Belleric. It's quite hard to read the interactions right now. Yes, the Phobius might actually get taunted. Moskov might not be happy. Joy maybe because that'll proc the passive of the Belleric. Hey, don't you laugh? That's accurate. That's accurate. I'm having a hard time reading it.
I can agree with you because we don't get to see Belleric very often, but it's about counter-engage. It deals well with the Phobius if he gets into your backline. It deals with the Joy. It's a huge deterrent. As long as you hold on to the Wrath of the Dryads, TLID has to think twice about going into your backline.
All right, real quick, name me a team. Who do you think it goes to?
I'm going TLID.
TLID.
Yeah, the Belleric's too crazy a pick, but we'll see. Husky, Trex, what about you guys?
Thank you very much to our esteemed panelists, Renma, Gideon, and Naisu. You got Trexki here on the table. Team Spirit against Team Liquid Indonesia. It's a second encounter with the Indonesian team for Team Spirit. I'm liking what Team Spirit has brought out because I have an affinity for Kid Bomba, but we're also looking at the rookies from both ends going up against each other as we are about to head into the land of Dawn for this best of one.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be definitely exciting as we jump in. I like, you mentioned the rookies. We got Hiko, we got One Shot, but One Shot gets the Fanny, which is even more hype. I mean, it's definitely going to be exciting, but take us in, Husky.
Here we go, Land of Dawn beckons. Last series between Vamos and CFU, Fanny was completely ignored, but this time Team Spirit will not let it go to waste. One Shot has a chance, and he has that one shot, and he better not let it slip. Both junglers starting on the purple buff. It will be a mirrored path over One Shot and Fabian.
All right, so taking a look at both drafts, I mean, both of them quick moving. They have these aggressive junglers. They have the ability to scale, but I will say One Shot, we know how the Fanny is. We know if those pop-offs can happen early on, if he can start this game in the laning phase with a 1-0, with a 2-0, lock in some of those first items quickly. It can get really bad for Team Liquid ID.
And I'm also looking at the adjustments to the Fanny, right, with the more energy regen mid-side.
A little bit of damage, though, in there with the Litho. One Shot looking for that first kill already. Easy goal goes down. One Shot able to find it quickly within the first minute. A nice start for the side of Team Spirit.
Absolutely amazing opening. Yehescu, he had no other choice having to flicker into open area. That is just a wet dream for One Shot. Not only getting that first blood, but now able to head towards that bottom side, get that crab for himself, get that experienced lead. Very good setup. And Team Spirit, you have this draft that is always ready to fight off cooldown, and they have very short cooldowns that enable them to constantly step on the gas.
Yeah, and we heard it from the panel, they need something that can clear mid quickly. They need something that can get them around this map fast, and having Sunset Lover on this Valentina, having Sawo on this Belleric, it's giving them that answer, and you add One Shot on the Fanny. I mean, it's an aggressive composition that not only can have a decent early game, but has some late game potential as well.
Yeah, and not only that, you also are looking at Team Liquid ID, how are they going to deal with the glue, right? The glue is going to sandbag your Phobias. He's winning Phobias in a 1v1 in any situation, and if you try to dive him, there's always Raffle Dryad from the Bellaric, from Savo. You gotta look after your backline. You don't want one shot to get on top of Aaron Shiki, because that would be a one shot for sure. Spirit looking to set up at this turtle. If Liquid ID wants to fight, Team Spirit will be ready.
Yeah, one shot, hanging out, waiting for it. Aaron and the rest of the team as well. In comes the taunt, a lot of damage. Guardian comes down, and Fabian able to pick up the kill onto Kid Bomba. Easygle in trouble though, one shot trying to get the finish, but he just can't do it. Turtle still up, Sunset Lover in trouble as Aaron fends him away. Now Fabian still able to steal it. One shot now on the run, can he get away? Aaron with the Demonic Force tries to get the last hit, but he can't quite do it. Fabian does find a kill onto Sunset Lover. Witty taking the kill. One shot down, the game quickly turns into the hands of Team Liquid ID.
Very unfortunate for Team Spirit. They had the right idea, but Kid Bomba hit. The rest of his team were not ready to respond, so he ended up taking way too much damage before Team Spirit arrived to help him. Kid Bomba going down means that front line for Team Spirit collapsed. Sabo couldn't hang on all of his own. He got the Raffle Dryad, but your damage dealers is in the back line, and not being able to take down your Heskio is just icing on the cake, at least if you're a Team Liquid ID fan.
I mean, I feel like at this point, we're going to have some of this back and forth, right? They already want to kind of kick things off aggressively. Team Liquid ID has a little bit of something back into their hands. They get that first turtle, but the gold is still essentially nil. It's only 650. It could still go any way. But do we think Team Spirit wants to maybe slow things down now? And does Team Liquid ID want to match that, or is this the time that maybe you press on the gas a bit?
I think if you're Team Spirit, you probably have no choice but to slow down. Like that first turtle fight is going to decide whether the pacing remains, right? But if for Team Liquid ID, I don't think you mind playing slow. You got pretty good late game scaling, but if you are Fabian with a 2-0 lead, you're going to be looking to fight every objective.
Yeah, so at this point, this game really, I think both teams really kind of start hitting major spikes around First Lord. Maybe nothing too early, both with marksmans that need a few items to really start popping off. Yes, one shot can maybe get some cheeky kills here and there, but other than that, the rest of the team needs some time to scale. Both teams taking it slow. Yes, we had some action in the beginning, but next turtle's going to be up in about 13 seconds.
I think I see both XP laners now moving to turtle area. Aran will arrive first, and he does have a minor lead over Kid Bomba. Here we go.
One shot, looking for an angle, decides not to go. Aaron Shiki at any point can knock him back, create that little bit of space, but down comes Bennett's Rage. A lot of damage backside. AOG unable to connect onto anyone. One shot trying to make his way in. The Hero's Passion finds the target. Fabian drops. Witty drops. Sunset Lover picking up the kill. This should translate into a turtle.
And that is the ideal environment for Team Spirit to fight. Though Team Liquid ID, they do lose the objective, but you have Aaron Shiki just feeding off of these gold, these free platings on that bottom side. Kid Bomba will try to match that lane to try and stem out the bleeding, but Team Spirit have found an equalizer, and now they can start pressing that advantage on the top side. One shot here again.
Ooh, one shot's getting aggressive. Aaron on the run. Aaron goes down. In comes Fabian. The SOD able to connect. Hiko falls as well. Fabian decides to back off. It's back and forth right now. Prime time in the Land of Dawn.
Because the Spirit of Destruction landed, Aaron Shiki gets a free lane. Thank you very much, panel. We're back in it and see which team is here to win it. So far, 4-4. Not really much of a goal advantage for either side. Just minor injection, minor lead for Team Spirit. But so far, I think I agree with what the panel say. A bit of an overheat from Spirit, but nothing they cannot adjust to.
I do feel like this next turtle could be huge, though, right? This could be the table flipper. This could be where we decide which team's actually going to be taking 1,000+ gold lead at this point. The next turtle could be the decider here. Fabian trying to gain some space. Team Liquid ID as well. With 30 seconds until it, position is going to be key.
It's a bit of an initiative from Spirit. One shot trying to proxy the wave just to stall out Aran, but again, Turtle still not up for another half a minute, so there really isn't nothing much to lose for Liquid ID. Spirit tried to siege the top tier 1, that didn't work out. They did steal the Eternal Guard. Fabian and Aran just showed up. Spirit has the whole team ready though.
Yeah, so at this point, Team Spirit claiming a little bit of position over the mid. One shot, I love the way he's always kind of staying in the back. He's always got a decent position to try to get to the back side of Team Liquid ID. Witty and Kid Bomba both kind of doing their back and forth. Turtle finally up. Sawo gonna try to claim position, pull it over his side as Team Liquid ID does the same.
They're gonna send Eroshinki down to the bottom side. So Spirit, if you get this turtle, we are going to get that bot tier 1. If we need the Moskov to join the fight, he can always arrive with the SOD. Again, the macro advantage that Liquid ID has identified, they're putting it to good use.
Yeah, but top tower also looks like it may be going down. Spear Destruction does connect, but is he gonna follow through? Kid Bomba able to get the split, or looking for the split, finally does not connect though. Sunset Lover on the backside taken out by Fabian. Sawo in trouble, Hiko with the counterplay! Nibiru's passion locks on! It's 2 for 1 right now, or 1 for 1. One shot now looking for Ezekiel. Ezekiel might be in trouble, does get terrified, looking for the last hit, able to connect. Kid Bomba trying to find one of his own, put the nail in the coffin, but Aaron doesn't want to go down. Kid Bomba now on the run. Down comes the dunks. Kid Bomba versus Aaron. Kid Bomba finally falls. Turtle does not compute to anyone. Lord finally gonna come up in one shot. Turns it around for Team Spirit. It's back in fourth right now, Husky.
Yeah, and Team Spirit finally finds a minor goal advantage. 1.4, 1.5k. All thanks to Hiko not going down. Fabian just needed one last injection of damage and ease the Nibiru's passion in the face. So Hiko survives. One shot, gets 2 kills. Losing Kid Bomba was a bit unfortunate, but Spirit, they found that winning formula. Right now, they're going to try to rush down the Lord.
Yeah, they're rushing for sure. SOD, is he gonna pop it? Is he gonna come? Witty goes down. Aaron Shiki trying to connect as well, but the damage is just too much. He's stunned. He's locked up. One shot takes the Lord. Aaron Shiki still up, trying to get some free hits onto Kid Bomba. Aaron there as well. AOD with the IMU, able to connect and get the kill. Sunset Lover coming through. 2 down, and a Lord over to Team Spirit.
And what did the panel say? Belleric is a very defensive hero. Eroshiki couldn't get away in time because he was taunted up by the Wrath of Dryad, so he was stuck in the pit. Now this Lord for Team Spirit, one shot will be fine. That bottom tier 1 will be traded down. Big fat wave in the top side that Team Liquid ID needs to deal with. Team Spirit just found a 3k gold lead, and this composition is incredibly scary when it comes to sieging Liquid ID. They're gonna somehow try to defend as much as they can.
All right, they're going to try to smash down into this tier 3 on the mid side, claim some ground in the land of Dawn as Lord encroaches on the top. A nice full wave split. Look at one shot on the bot side as well. Team Spirit doing very well at syncing everything and making all lanes pressure at once.
And you kind of take away whatever advantage that Moskov gives Liquid ID. Now it is the playground for a one shot, right? Fanny loves it when the enemy has no vision on the map, when the enemy has no control. One shot.
One shot doing a lot of damage. The anime battle we all wanted, and one shot wants to try to finish it. Not able to do it, but Hiko takes the tower in the top side. One shot's got to back off. Team Spirit stays to stick around, maybe sticking around too long. They're finally going to back up. It's not time to end it yet.
Not just yet. Just play patient. 5k goalie. Spirit in the driver's seat. If only one shot was rocking that lethal initiation, Fabian would have died for sure. But still, Spirit gotten control of the side lanes, and this is where one shot that Fanny is going to excel at, right? Controlling side lanes, you can always force Team Liquid ID to react to that macro play. Lord still has a lot of time before it comes up, so if Spirit can get this mid-tier 2, they're going to be in a very comfortable position.
Hiko just needs to stay safe at this point. He did finally get the Malefic gun in. It was a second item after that Sea Halberd, and that's why we're seeing him rock the Bennett right now. He's able to shred down these towers at a distance. He's barely going to switch that gun out unless he really needs to, unless he has to swap out some ultimates real quick. Kid Bomb up in the top side, able to get the stun onto Fabian. Fabian just trying to get away. Sabo also holding down the front line. Watch for one shot. Looking for a way around the back, able to steal this orange buff.
Every single time Kid Bomba and Sabo walks up, Liquid ID would just have to respect that space. It does not belong to them. Witty doesn't really have the same agency as this Belleric or Glue. Neither does Aran. If either of them overextends, they're going to eat a face full of bandit rockets and they will just disappear. So Liquid ID, they got to somehow be able to stabilize the macro.
Nice stun. Hiko in trouble, able to dish back. Able to flick back. Come out with the damage. Witty, Fabian. Next might just be Ezekiel. One shot, does get knocked up, has to back off. Team Spirit, though, the counterplay continues to be key.
The idea is there for Ereshiki, but they just don't have the goal or the resources. We saw Sabo just needed to press one button. One Wrath of Dryad, Kid Bomba shows up, ties all of them down. Spirit feeds them, Banner's Rage, takes 2 kills. This Lord open for business. Fabian is still dead for another 10 seconds. Liquid ID, they're not going to make it in time. Spirit can just run it down, take the Lord, and start looking for inhibitors.
Yeah, this should be a free Lord, easy peasy. Luckily, Aaron I like the SOD almost. We both puckered up for a second there.
It
All right.
happened before.
So they do get a little bit of pressure on the bot. He doesn't get that tower, though. So at this point, Team Liquid has to defend. They do have some siege capability. Having Aaron Shiki, having the shredding ability, having some front line, they should be able to melt down this Lord and hopefully only lose a little bit.
Unfortunately, Team Spirit didn't really sync out the wave that well, so this Lord might not yield the value that they're looking for, but Prestige is still there thanks to Hiko with the Bennett. The turret stays alive. There's still one more wave that Team Spirit can utilize, but at least the burden is lifted off Liquid ID. I say the burden is lifted, but Hiko is just walking forward.
As long as Hiko is alive, that tower is not safe at all. You're not even trying to dodge minions. You're just trying to make sure Hiko can't get in range, but the AOG tries to connect. Down comes the Eternal Guardian. Witty taken off the map, a double kill for Hiko, but Fabian looking for the back line, able to take out Aaron. Fabian does find Sabo. Fabian might be in trouble though. One shot, finally wants revenge from the last one. Kid Bomba finds the kill. 3 for 2, but Team Spirit winning out on that one. Make it 4.
Hiko has 10 seconds left before his flicker came back on. That's why he couldn't reposition. But still, every single time Liquid ID dives, they eat the raffle dry. Spirit might end this.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Team Spirit take them all out in good fashion. Tonight, the Dragons rain fire.
From the north to Southeast Asia, Team Spirit continues that reign of terror. The mythical beast no longer a myth. In fact, taking down the Calvaries. Man, pronounce that right, Naisu. This is how you do it. Liquid ID dropping to the 1-2 bracket, something that I think Indonesian fans would not have imagined for the MPL ID champions. A bunch of rookies, but today, Hiko and One Shot showed up big time.
Yeah,